will be probably stopping and recording all the time because that's what I usually do. Kelly, hi.
Hi, Peter. Hi.
Hello, everyone. I have my dear friend and Chief Operating Officer of our company, Kelly Rooney here, Rooney Hanselig. Kelly, I'm so glad that you're here because you have done so much in the industry and you've been in the supplement and nutraceutical industry for a long time. What is your story? I know that everyone will want to know who you are and what you've been doing.
Yeah, no, I'm so happy to be here as well. I started in wellness several decades ago, and I started working with New Chapter, which is a brand that was a very small niche startup brand in Vermont. It was one of the first companies to deliver vitamins and minerals that were not synthetic isolates. Right. They were, our founder, Paul Schulich, had created fermented whole foods as a unique new delivery system for vitamins and minerals. And so I started with them, and we grew pretty rapidly over the years and developed a big portfolio of products that served clients, and so large and so exciting that we were acquired. We were really one of the first companies in the industry to ever be acquired by one of the big names. So we were acquired by Procter and Gamble. Yes. And they were really excited. They studied 50 other acquisitions they had done to really try not to screw this one up. But as most companies, things change, the culture changes, the products change. And I decided after spending 4 years with P&G to move on. And I really wanted to get back to working with a company that there's never compromise of the quality of the products. And I love that you also ferment your products. It's what makes them very special and unique. And I'm excited to be here.
I had thank you so much for making it clear why you're here because when I found you, I was really relieved because I know that, one of the parts that I really liked about you is that you kind of realized that working for a big corporation is actually not what you want to do. And that is exactly what actually has connected us because at certain point of the existence of our company, we had a choice of either growing fast and becoming about shareholders and profits and money. And as soon as shareholders come on, it's always about pleasing them, right? And so
Oh,
one of the things that I did, and I don't really know whether it's luck or foresight or maybe just, I don't know, but I had two shareholders at the beginning of our company who kind of rescued us at the beginning because it was really hard to get everything started for about 6 years. And as soon as I could, I actually repurchased the shares back. And luckily, they were my friends and family members. So I was able to repurchase the shares back. So the difference between some other companies and our company is that we actually do not answer to any shareholders. And we may not be the biggest company, but I hope that we are one of the best. I don't like the superlatives of we are the best, because that would be, there are other people who are trying to do a good job and they do.
absolutely.
But I do think that what connects you and I is that we really don't like the big corporate culture where the primary goal of the founders is actually diluted and eventually disappears. And what I've also noticed when I go to the companies that were acquired, and it's not just New Chapter, but other companies, I know that the formulas change. And I know that the fermentation doesn't happen with all the ingredients and suddenly it still looks like the same box and the same product. But this is actually something that happens, that they get somehow different. And I don't want that to happen. So I think that we are stuck with each other for hopefully a long time because I can't really imagine our company to be acquired by one of these big companies, and maybe it would be good financially, but at the same time, I just feel it wouldn't be the same. And our dog lovers and humans need good products they can trust. And it's been really fun. Actually, it's been a real fun journey. And today we're going to be talking about our products, which we haven't done for so long. Are you excited?
I'm really excited. I love talking about our products. I think what I value working with you is that you don't compromise and you don't put profits first. And so every product has these amazing ingredients that are sourced from many places in the world, but never China and never countries that have animal abuse or any other, you know, don't have good fair trade practices or child labor. There's lots of places to source ingredients. And in a past life, I've seen that lots of companies, they buy ingredients and they might be adulterated. They could be inferior. They're not the best quality. And many companies reject those and other companies purchase them. And a lot of supplements, I think the industry gets a bad reputation sometimes. You hear people call it snake oil, or do supplements really work? And they do, but it's the quality of the ingredients that go into it. And that's what I love, that you've, way long before I joined, that you were never willing to compromise, from the glass bottle, which is more expensive but amazing because it protects those ingredients, to sourcing the absolute best no matter what the cost is, because the dogs can't read labels, right? So we're their guardians. It's up to us to choose what we give them, and we want to give them the best.
I've worked with so many clients and their dogs and cats in the past, but now I'm focusing on dogs. And I can't really imagine not doing it any other way. And I don't really know why, but you know me, like I sometimes am very nitpicky about the detail and I drive the team crazy because, I just can't imagine that we should do anything better than the best for our dogs, for the dogs in our lives. I so feel that we owe them so much for making our life so much better, and taking us out on adventures and cheering us up when we're down, and just kind of like connecting us with others. And I really do feel that dogs are they're the medium from the connection with the rest of the universe, right? And they channel the energy, they channel the learning lessons. They are just so incredible that I feel so humbled by their abilities, and also privileged by being able to share my life with everyone in the community, and also seeing what happens when people change their dog's supplement plan or health plan, and that we're able to guide them. And one of the great parts is that we also have had an opportunity to actually work on our dog's health together. I know that your dogs have been with us for as long as you worked with us, and I could see the transformation. Can you tell us about that a little bit?
Yeah, I when I started, unfortunately, I only knew what I knew, and I didn't really know about spay and neutering. You were told that that's what you should do, right? And I did that too early. I have two golden retrievers, and it really impacted my male, Bo. He began to get very lame and limping, and it was kind of shifting. It was starting in his front shoulder and then his back legs. And then unfortunately, he had a cruciate ligament tear in his left back leg and had to have surgery. And the poor dog, he almost acted like he had arthritis too. He just was not moving himself. He just didn't have energy. And I've now since learned from you and other, vets in the industry, and the research shows that taking the hormones out of their body at such an early age, or at all, has such a negative impact on them. And so incredibly, starting Bo on not only Feel Good Omega and joint powder for mobility, but having him take hormone replacement therapy. He is like a whole new dog. I could get emotional about it, but he's like a puppy again. and it's made a tremendous impact. And same thing, Maggie is not yet on hormone replacement therapy, but I wouldn't have known any of this without working with you and meeting you. And I feel like it's saved his quality of life, which has changed my quality of life, because it's to your point, they're just so incredible, right? They're there to support us, and they bring so much joy in the world. And it was breaking my heart to see him uncomfortable and lame and in pain. And so his muscles are strong now. He has energy. He swims, he runs, and it's just been life-changing.
I sometimes feel that when people meet, that there's a purpose to it. Like it's not just coincidence. And with you and I, it's been the same, because we live and share our dogs with share life. We live and share life with dogs who are claiming their voice right now. And
Yes.
I know there have been some major transformations in your dog's life. And it's another thing that I really love, to actually see that the team members who join us, their dogs can actually benefit from what we do.
No, when I knew a lot about the wellness industry and human supplements, but when I joined, I didn't know much about canine supplements. And it was incredible to start the protocol on the Fab Four and start the products with Bo and Maggie, my two Goldens. And I immediately saw a change in both of their skin and coat, the way their mobility was. And then since I joined, you launched joint powder, which was incredible. We started with joint butter and then joint powder. And the change was pretty amazing. I think they both love the supplements in the food, with especially the omega and the GreenMin. I think the spirulina must have an incredible taste, because they just lick it all up and they have
I don't like it, but the
blue
dogs
green on their fur. But it's really in the soul food, like to have a fermented multivitamin. I knew about that, but never really thought about it for dogs. Most things on the market were chews or, bit more inferior products. And so it made a huge difference in their mobility, their mood, their weight. I think they were absorbing nutrients, obviously, that they maybe were missing in their food. So it's been incredible. And then the other thing I think we have in common is both of our male dogs are on hormone replacement. I didn't know what I didn't know, and unfortunately had Bo neutered too early. I shouldn't have at all. So that's made a big difference, and I wouldn't have known about that without meeting you.
Just for everyone's reference, Bo was basically suffering from very similar problems as Pax, lameness, shifting lameness, and he eventually, unfortunately, tore his cruciate ligament. And it was so nice to actually watch him, and I know that you were really worried. And it's been a real eye-opening experience for both of us. And Bo and Pax basically have greatly contributed to the fact that we've been recording this Hormone Health for Dogs series with Dr. Karen Becker. And I just don't want anyone to think that we are actually promoting uncontrolled breeding. There are some other ways to do hormone-sparing sterilization. So just a little caveat, because I know that people will jump to conclusions that we are actually just promoting uncontrolled breeding and support homelessness of dogs, which is totally not true. But anyway, going to products, and I think that it'll be so appropriate to actually talk about fermentation, because I consider you to be the fermented product queen. Like you, that's official title. But you also worked with the inventor of the proprietary technology for many years, and I was very lucky to find him before I met you. But it was really a turning point, because fermentation has made the product so much different. And I know that many people still don't understand what the difference is between the conventional products and fermented products. And because you're the fermentation queen, I'm going to actually pass the talking stick on to you and see what you can tell us.
Sure. I love to talk about fermentation. So, fermentation, yeah, most nutrients that are delivered are chemical isolates, but fermentation takes nutrients and it transforms them. And how it does that is through a dual stage fermentation process that we use that's very proprietary. We start with the Saccharomyces cerevisiae, which is a nutritional yeast, and we first ferment with that. And that allows the nutrients to go up into the cell wall of the Saccharomyces and biotransform, which makes them more bioavailable.
And
Then we
more
do
whole food, right?
in more whole food, yes. And then second stage of the fermentation, we use live beneficial bacteria and we ferment a second time with that. And that creates ferment metabolites and bacteriocins and all these what's called postbiotics. And all of those together between the yeast fermentation and the bacteria fermentation, you now have transformed the nutrient into something that can be more readily absorbed by the body. So the fermentation transforms the nutrients and they become 7 to 10 times more bioavailable. And that means you can have less of them. And also they get absorbed into your body and they're recognized by the body as food versus other nutrients that haven't been fermented. I'm sure you've heard where people say, oh, they just, you lose it through your urine or you just pee it out or it doesn't absorb, or things like calcium. It can end up in your bloodstream versus into your bones where it belongs. So if they're not recognized properly by the body, then they're not doing their job. And fermentation really delivers that, right? So spending that extra time to process the nutrients that way makes them more bioavailable.
And most people don't realize that, we're not just blending a whole bunch of powders together and package them and shipping them, which other companies unfortunately do. And I know that it is much more elaborate and time consuming and obviously more costly, but the benefit is just so much greater. And I can't even imagine not to take fermented supplements. If I go to the grocery store or pharmacy and I get regular supplements, like I can't even imagine that because I know that they upset my stomach. I've seen many dogs actually throwing up and having diarrhea and all that. It's just because the body doesn't recognize that it's food. And if we were able to make food by chemical processing, we would probably do that. Well, some companies try to do that, but it's not real food and it makes us sick. And the same with supplements. Like if you take ascorbic acid, it can actually kind of supplement the diet and it may reduce some of the symptoms, but it is not the real thing. And fermentation is actually a good compromise because we cannot take like 100 pounds of oranges and make a few bottles of vitamin C. That is not possible. But the fermentation actually takes the vitamins and takes the superfoods and nutrients and transforms them and makes them more bioavailable. So it's 7 to 10 times or maybe more bioavailable than the regular chemically made supplements. And people don't even realize that the chemically made vitamins are sometimes made from crude oil and coal and other ingredients. It's absolutely mind-blowing that people actually take these things and think that they make a difference. And I feel like screaming sometimes because it'll take still a lot of time. It takes a lot of energy and effort to actually really make people realize the difference. But once they see it, once we see it, once I saw it, there was no way back. And it's about learning, right? Like we learn one thing and then you go, oh my goodness, like I have to change.
You can't unlearn it. Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, like
Exactly.
you mentioned ascorbic acid, because it's chemically synthesized, it has benefits to your point. You can have some, but it also behaves, they call it biphasic, where it can be beneficial to some extent, but it also has risks. If you take too much of it, you can have side effects. Because if you think about even isolating herbs, you chemically synthesize something, you're making a drug almost, like a drug-like interaction. It's not
And then
quite like food.
a natural component, right? Or
Right.
natural compound that is not really as nature intended. So
Exactly.
I love the fermentation because it kind of gives us the tools and the way of transforming into more bioavailable and food-like compounds and supplements.
Exactly. And then instead of side effects, you have side benefits, right? By the postbiotics that are created are, think of it as already kind of pre-digested. And so you have, short chain fatty acids and butyrate and all these compounds that are generated in fermentation that are in the product, and they impact all the organ systems of the body. So you don't get that if you don't have fermentation. So that's the beauty of it, is all these extra side benefits that we probably don't even talk enough about.
Can I share something? I never expected the supplements making as much difference as they do, whether it's in my patients or my own dog or our own health. I have been like in this state of surprise for the last 15 years because I thought, okay, I know that I have to fertilize my plants in my garden and they grow better, like the vegetables produce and the trees do better. But I forgot that the body is actually exactly like that. So if we go in the garden, see which plants are getting the nutrients and which don't. And I now, being 62 and you 35.
Thank you.
So Kelli, by the way, you guys, Kelli is 85 going on 86 on our supplements.
Supplements, exactly.
I'm being totally inappropriate, but I can actually disclose my age. And I feel like I shouldn't be like this.
And I'm close to Peter's age too.
No, you're well, that's very brave of you, but I think that you have something to brag about because you look fantastic, and we don't need any plastic surgeries. Not that I understand people who get them, they want to look good and so on, but how about actually taking good nutrients, right? That would be so much more useful and so much more cost effective. And I'm thinking, like, we cannot really forget the most important part of nutrition and healthy life, and that is to provide the body the smorgasbord of nutrients. And if we don't provide that, the body withers, like the tomatoes in the garden. Like, I know what it looks like when they don't get the nutrients, right? So
Exactly. And I love that. And when I joined you, the story, and it's on the website, but people say, what if I just eat a good diet? Like, I eat really good food and I eat vegetables and fruits, but the soils are depleted, especially in this country. And how our conventional farming practices and they don't return to the soil. And you tell that story so well. And it's how our foods are lacking these nutrients, and every cell of our body requires these things to be able to function properly.
This is where it all began, and I think that we're just kind of moving towards the GreenMin, which is the first product that I created, and I'm very grateful to one of my friends, Debbie Benson, who lives in Vancouver, and used to have and maybe still has a raw pet food company. And at one point, she came to me and she says, Peter, we're having challenges with calcium. We want to add calcium to our food, and we don't want to put heat-processed bone meal from unknown origin to our food. Like, can you come up with mineral support that would be actually complete, and especially for calcium? And so I started doing some research and came across alga calcarea. And alga calcarea is this really cool algae that has developed these really heavy roots, almost like a paperweight, right? Like you kind of like it plants itself at the bottom of the ocean, it collects minerals and becomes heavy, heavy, heavy. And so farmers in Brazil started to use this algae for their farm animals, horses and cows, and they were healthy and they were growing really strong, and farmers were really surprised, but they obviously continued. And then this was discovered, or the alga calcarea was confirmed to increase bone density in people by 1% a year in a 7-year-old study and or 7-year-long study. And that became really clear that this is a great source of plant-based calcium, but also other minerals. So we actually started adding alga calcarea in my friends and clients'
So
food.
that was the first product. Yeah.
Exactly, and we added spirulina because it's a complete source of amino acids, and it also is a superfood, green superfood, considered by NASA one of the most complete foods in the world. So I thought, okay, why don't we just mix them together? Why don't we just combine them together? And that's how GreenMin started. And first, we say that we test on humans first, and then we make sure that the product is safe for animals and for dogs.
Yeah.
That we offer it to the market. So sure enough, I started testing GreenMin on me and my family and my mother and my sister. And there's some really fun kind of stories or discoveries that we made. My sister used to have these white marks on her nails, and they disappeared. And then for whatever reason, she stopped taking GreenMin because she just was too busy, and the white marks appeared again. My hair didn't grow, but my skin and my overall energy and just kind of like, you know, just clarity, mental clarity and everything started getting better. And, at the age of 40, 45, 50, you start feeling the signs of aging. And I started to feel that for some reason, I'm not feeling them as much as some of my other friends and age mates. And that has been actually the kind of continuous parallel, which is really frustrating because I would love to tell anyone about GreenMin and how important minerals are for the body, because there's 37 sextillion, which is 37 with 21 zeros, chemical reactions taking place in the body every minute, or sorry, every second, not every minute. So when you think of all these reactions, it is impossible for them to take place without these building blocks, and we can't make minerals. And the biggest challenge in our society and in 21st century is that the nutrients have been severely depleted from soils. Because we overuse soils, we don't return the nutrients back to where they came from, which has resulted in severe depletion. And we don't even know what it is like to feel normal because we have been taken out of the natural environment. Our food is not what it used to be. And suddenly we're depleted. We are like the tomatoes in the garden that basically don't get their nutrients. And I dare to say that we are more complex, our body is more complex than tomatoes.
Right.
So, do you agree? Do you disagree? I don't
I
know.
bet there's not 37 sextillion chemical
Sextillion.
reactions going on in a tomato, but
Sextillion. It sounds a little
that's a
naughty,
really
but it's
cool
just a number,
story.
right? Like it's a trillion, quadrillion, quintillion, and
Yeah.
sextillion. I like
Sextillion.
sextillion. Yeah, so that's how GreenMin actually happened.
It's
And
interesting that she asked you about calcium because there's so many calciums on the market, and so many people take calcium in isolation. And then they discovered, oh, calcium doesn't absorb well without magnesium and with its other cofactors, minerals. So the algae calcareous is brilliant because it's a food, right? It's already an algae
complete
and it's
mineral spectrum,
complete.
of course. Yeah.
And then the body can utilize the calcium because there's, when I worked in a past life in supplements, we learned about the calcium paradox where people would take high doses of calcium and their doctors would say, oh, prevent osteoporosis, and they more calcium they took, the more bone fractures they had, and the more risk of cardiovascular health because the arteries would get a buildup of calcium. And doctors were stunned in the US of why we keep prescribing, take more calcium, more calcium. Well, that's when they discovered just taking elemental calcium, like calcium carbonate by itself, does not absorb where it needs to in the bone. It ends up either flushing out or in the arteries. So the algae,
Doesn't get absorbed as well.
exactly. And so, you're kind of doing a bit of harm sometimes when your intention is to do good. But I love that story about GreenMin and how it, you could see the impact in your sister's nails.
And my mother, she used to take GreenMin for a long time. Unfortunately, her diet wasn't great, and she wasn't moving and exercising, so she passed away she was 88 years old. But I know, in fact, that it really made a difference in her life, and that made me really feel good. There was also one incident with my dog Sky and his sister, because we actually became friends with the owners, and for quite some time she was on different food. She was on kibble, and she wasn't getting the supplements initially. And I have a picture of their coat, and their coat is completely different color, even though they started as two dogs from the same litter and had the same color coat. And suddenly they were quite different looking. So that was really interesting. But none of them was on hormone replacement therapy. And we now understand that if they were, there would be a huge leap in their health, and overall well-being. And I always feel really sad that I didn't get a chance to do what I do for my dog Pax, with Sky and Peggy. But that's just the way it is. I wanted to actually say something else that is important, that when it comes to the healthy minerals, they push out the heavy metals. So what we've done in clinical practice, and what I did, like I could measure the levels of mercury and lead and cadmium and other heavy metals in the body. And then we started mineral supplementation, and we see these levels drop. And I kind of see it as I see this whole exchange of heavy metals and being pushed for them to be pushed out in a very kind of metaphoric sense. I imagine that there are only certain number of seeds or receptors in the body or the plane, right? And when the heavy metals take over the seeds, the minerals who have the ticket to the receptors actually push them out. And also, if they fill in the seeds before the heavy metals get in, the heavy metals cannot sit in that seed. So I see this metaphor. It always reminds me, like, if I provide the right minerals, I actually will push out the heavy metals. And even better, if I provide them early enough, I will not allow the heavy metals to settle in. And
That's amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, that's such a cool analogy. I don't think I had ever really understood that before either, that it's so important to have enough minerals in your body, healthy minerals, to not have the heavy metals settle. That's
Well,
really,
if you ever boarded a plane and someone else was sitting in your seat, what did you do? You went to the flight attendant and
you said,
asked them to
I
move
have the ticket. Right.
that. So,
Exactly.
so if GreenMin is like the GreenMin is full of passengers with the right tickets, right? And then the heavy metals and tuna and food and all that stuff, they're like the passengers who try to get on and cause the havoc. So they have to get off board. We
Right.
call
Good enough.
GreenMin is like the security that comes on the plane and takes them off, right?
Keeps them off. I love that. Well, and I love that you added spirulina. Like that was a brilliant idea, because spirulina, from what I know, is one of the, if not the highest protein source for it, per density. And it's like got the broadest spectrum of amino acids, which is so important.
I felt like obviously dogs get enough meat, but there is not the
Right.
full spectrum of amino acids that they need. And I felt that spirulina, because it's touted to be the most complete food, and NASA has approved it as the most complete food. It's the astronaut food. So I thought, why wouldn't dogs actually deserve astronaut food? Like
Yeah.
our dogs deserve the best. They should get the
Yes.
best. So, you know, uh,
And they love the taste. They love
exactly. They love.
spirulina.
I really like the GreenMin for humans is actually in capsules, because the spirulina flavor, dogs love it. Dogs love everything that kind of smells a little funny.
Yeah.
But it is superfood and one of the most claimed superfoods out there. And I kind of thought, why not to add it to GreenMin? And for the human GreenMin, we actually added barley grass. And that is an additional kind of alkalizing and balancing component. Humans benefit from more alkaline blood. Dogs are not as much, even though they do eat grass sometimes for cleansing purposes. But I didn't want to fiddle around with the GreenMin for Dogs product because it was just working. It's been working so well. But for humans, I added this additional barley grass, certified organic barley grass, because it's cleansing and alkalizing, and we often indulge in foods that we shouldn't be eating. And I thought, why not just add a little bit of cleansing component? So
little detoxifying. That's great. Well, it's an amazing product, and it's really, it's incredible. It was your first one, and it's still one of the best sellers that you have.
Yeah, I don't like to hear
so many doggies.
Honestly, I don't think I'm the best salesperson, right? Like I get excited about things. I like to formulate them. And then there's some people who are much louder and much more brazen about, saying, oh, my products are the best and, I'm the best and all that stuff. I just can't really do that for some reason or another. I think it's kind of cheesy. But everyone is different, so I don't really hold it against them. They can do whatever they want to do. Right. But I am starting to realize, and this is one of the reasons why we're recording, I'm starting to realize that if I don't tell people about the benefits of the products, if we are not sitting here, not recording, then people will not learn, and we will not be able to make as much difference. So that's why we're doing that, and we're subjecting ourselves to this recording. I was actually thinking that maybe I should put a stethoscope on, so I'm a little more doctor-like. What do you think?
There you go. Do you have a white lab coat too?
With a stethoscope. Sorry, I shouldn't make fun of this, but I sometimes wonder, even though we have that, the world is kind of funny because once you get the title doctor, for some strange reason, people go, oh, he's a doctor, he must know more. And I want people to be cautious about that assumption because first, I think that medicine is a little bit more like music or art, where you actually just kind of learn to listen to the notes of the body and kind of perceive the subtle shifts and changes in the patient and observe beyond the physicality. And then I think that you really have to love it. And when I was growing up, my dad told me that I would be a good architect. And in secondary school, we had to choose like a little bit of a direction, whether it's going to be construction or some sort of art or I registered to the animal husbandry and agriculture against my dad's will, behind his back. And when I told him that I would want to go to vet school, he was not very happy about it. And I was supposed to be an architect. And I think that I would be a very, very different person. I would not have the luck to be with my clients and my patients and actually see all these lives evolving in front of me. And it's been such a school of life to actually see who is actually successful in building health and who is not, and how it all evolves. And I do feel that beside nutrition and beside all the things that we do in medicine, state of mind is super important. And that's something that I'd like people to know as well.
I love how you always have these great analogies for explaining things, which I think help me and everyone else understand, like the airplane analogy and the seats. But you just said to the body, it's like art or music. I picture you almost like it's a symphony, and you're able to help people understand it doesn't sound the same. The body isn't functioning the same if some of the instruments are off, if they stop playing or they're not playing in the right tempo. And so it's like you're listening and you're saying for the whole piece, the whole musical piece in the symphony to play well, all the instruments have to be playing, right? And
Stop it. You
No,
know,
but you're the composer, the conductor that, can hear that and
I don't
that's
think
where you
so.
talk about
That's
the
right.
healing cycle, you
You know, I
know?
tell you one thing. I tell you one thing. I've been having these conversations with AI in my car because it is an AI button that I can, and I go like, why do you always agree with me and glorify me? I don't want to be that. Like, I think that medicine is actually one thing, and it's very, very humbling because you
Mhm.
discover and realize how little we know. But if you have that
Mhm.
humility of kind of going, okay, very little, but I'm keen to learn and, give me more, download more, that's when it really becomes exciting and fun. But I'm grateful for the insights that my patients and my clients have given me and that I've been
Mhm.
able to somehow process them. I do somewhere deep inside believe that our brain is not necessarily the thought producer and
Interesting.
creator. I think that we just need to be open to download whatever comes from the universal source. I know that it sounds
Yeah.
sort of woo, but it is actually how I see it, and so far it's worked. And the other thing is that when we are in the wrong state of mind, or when the purpose is not clearly there, or when we are doing things for or the wrong reasons, then it misaligns and it starts backfiring, and it's like the engine sputters, and eventually
Yeah.
we end up in a ditch, right? So,
I think that's why you've been able to help so many people because you're open and
stop
you
it.
share
I
your
look like
wisdom.
an AI in my car, always praising me.
Uh, don't liken me to AI. I
You
don't have
guys
that much information.
you get salary from me, so just maybe that's why.
No, I would say that even if I did.
So for everyone else, we really would like you to try GreenMin because it's a very unique product. It's nothing. There's nothing like it, and
Nothing like it.
there's also lifetime unlimited guarantee by PAX and myself and by whole team. So if you don't like it, if you don't like the products or the results, we'll send you money back. If you decide to return it 20 years from now, we'll still give you a refund. But the
Yeah.
inflation will actually take a bite. So you may want to decide that sooner. And yeah, I hope that you'll try the products. For dogs, it's greenmin.com. And for humans, it's greenmin-h.com. Or you can just go to drpetertobias.com and look up the products and look at the other ones as well. Take care and give your dog a hug for us.
Yeah. Bye.